There are characters that I want to tier 4, like Gwenpool, for example. Believe it or not, Spider-Man. Believe it or not, Storm. Believe it or not, Blue Dragon, Invisible Woman. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Despite having almost... We're back up, boys. We're back up to almost 20,000 carbo. This is not a flex video. This is a... I'm haunted by something that the devs said months ago, and I haven't been able to get it out of my head. And it also could be the thing that saves Marvel Future Fighter. I don't want to get too crazy here, but I think when I talk to a lot of people and when I spy on conversations that are happening publicly about the game, I see a lot of people complaining about this one thing, and it could be coming. And this is the thing. When is it coming? When? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me take the Schrodinger's cat out of the Schrodinger's box. The 9-year anniversary development letter, team letter of appreciation. So this dropped April 18th, which is like what, 4 months ago? If we go back to July, go back to June, go back to May, go back, yeah, more than 4 months ago. Okay, a quarter of the year has passed. 25% of the year has passed since they said this. And this is just stuff that they're promising for the rest of the year. So just to really quickly recap. Okay, new PvP content and growth system. Okay, this is all they did. New hero releases. So obviously they made changes to PvP, like they made changes to the world battle. They changed how many debuffed characters. They made some changes to timeline battle, but it hasn't really been enough. They just released their changes very recently to Conquest, which I think are actually very good. New hero releases. Since this post, they've released Valeria Richards and Franklin Richards and Cassandra. So they released 3 characters. Very cool. New world boss and upgrade support missions. We know about the upgrade support missions, and honestly, I think Black Swan was a flop, but I actually just realized that they've already promised that they're going to add more World Boss Legend Plus stuff. Well, the only good thing about World Boss Legend Plus is that it means we'll get more really cool characters, like maybe we'll get Bastion or Meridian or, you know, whatever, Gravitron, or I don't know. There's lots of really cool villains that they can add, Annihilus, etc. Super Scroll, perhaps. Here. But here is what's been vexing me. Here's what's been vexing me. So they talk about new contents in development. Again, this is a development letter, so this stuff has to come out this year. They're not going to talk about developing stuff that's a year out or whatever, right? It has to be like 6 months or less. And we're already 4 months into that 6 months or less shit. So we're at the tail end. We're at the donkey's tip of this shit. All right? The first one is they're describing Multiverse Saga. And we all know how that played out. I warned them that if they just made another epic quest that people were going to hit the snooze button. But hey, it is what it is. They have to learn their lesson the hard way because they don't want to learn it the easy way by just listening to the community. So yeah, this is what they're talking about here with the Multiverse Saga. Secondly, they're preparing new collectible growth content. This is the emblems. This is the emblem that's interesting to any Marvel Comics fan. And so now you can see the relation to the emblems because of, you know, it's about comics and characters that you may never see come to the game, like May Parker and Ben, right? The fun is on, the focus is on the fun of collecting. That's why they put like 30% of the emblems in a gamble only chest. Yeah, the focus is on the fun of collecting. I have so much fun collecting when I press the store button and I go over to Dimension Chest and then I scroll past all this garbage and I go here and I open this chest. You know what's the most fun? When I think about the fun of collecting, I think about pressing this button and pressing that button and then pressing the skip button and being like, whoa, that was so fun. I had so much fun just now. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you and say that there isn't a dopamine hit associated with gambling when you get what you're gambling for. But that's just gambling. That's not collecting. That's gambling. Gambling is gambling and collecting is collecting, right? Those are not the same thing. So I do feel a little bit cheesed and cheated that they called it collecting when a third of it is actually gambling. Anyways, we actually haven't gone. I've been edging you guys this whole time. This is what has kept me from tier 4ing a lot of characters. Lastly, we are preparing a new multiplayer content. That's right, folks. You probably forgot about it. You probably took a break from the game. But yes, they have promised new multiplayer content. Let me Let me make the font really fucking big. Okay? They promised new multiplayer content. This content will be developed with the concept of blocking waves of enemies together. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds really good. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Am I overly hyped? Yes. Is that really pretty much the par for the course of this channel? Yes, also yes. Agents, which is us, will be able to enjoy the fun. I don't know about that. They said the fun of collecting, so I'm a little bit skeptical, you know? The fun of cooperating and using their favorite heroes. I feel like favorite heroes is a code word for the same 5 characters every day, but who knows? Using their favorite heroes that they have grown. Each individual's role will also become important in this new content. This sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. When they talk about each individual's role will become important, it sounds like either one player is gonna have to play leadership, plays DPS, one plays support, or maybe there's the content has like you know, zones that you have to be in. Maybe the waves are divided on the screen, so you have to like position yourselves. Because if every dumbass is in the center, then you're only killing one of the waves. So this is what I'm thinking here. Perhaps they're going to divide the screen into 3 waves, right? 3 zones. And then that's 2. Wow, Alex. And so basically, you know, if player 1 is here, then player 2 is going to have to be here or whatever. And maybe player 3 is going to have to be here. But as you can see, not because I'm an idiot, but because they designed this intentionally, player 2 actually has a larger zone to fight on. So maybe, right, the role is like, oh, we have to go and support player 2 or whatever. Or maybe it's going to be different where it's going to be one full arena that's not divided. But instead of being, you know, divided, you basically have like zones that you have to stand in to do different things, right? So, okay, maybe the players have to stand in this zone during this wave and blast. Or maybe one player has to stand in this zone and one player has to stand in this zone. And the third player is blasting from here. Whatever, right? I don't know. Maybe it's like a Dota thing. Maybe it's like a you know, a League of Legends things where there's different lanes and you have to like go into different lanes to do different things. This one's a little bit better drawn, but it also looks kind of freaky. Anyways, there's a lot here. There's a lot. Blocking waves of enemies, multiplayer content, individual roles being important. This sounds amazing. And so every time, I'll tell you what, every time I go to tier 4 a character, right? If they don't have a very obvious value, like boom, you know, if it's not like Sentry or something or some shit like that, right? Then I'm looking at the character and I'm like, man, what if they're bad for this new multiplayer content? I don't know. What if this multiplayer content actually is really bad for PvP characters? So like Silver Surfer is terrible for it, Sentry is terrible for it, Thanos is terrible for it, blah 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 blah. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe Star-Lord is amazing for this new content because he has big AoE and whatever, and he's PvE. Maybe Miles tier 4, Miles Morales tier 4 is amazing for this content because he just blasts the screen. Or Human Torch, or Gamora, whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck, I can't decide. What you know? What if they drop this with the next update? This is what I've been thinking for like 2 updates now, and this is the 3rd update now. For the last 2 updates plus the one that's coming, this is what I've been thinking. So of course I want a tier 4 Null as soon as he comes out. Of course I do. Like, it doesn't matter if there's new content or not. I'm going to tier 4 him because I love him. But after that, you know, my account is kind of split between things that I like, characters that I love, and characters that are very meta, right? Because I am a meta chaser. I'm a bit of a meta hoe. And so if this new piece of content comes out and whatever, Cyclops is really good for it, I want a tier 4 Cyclops, deadass. If this new content comes out and Odin is really good for it, even though I don't really need Odin for anything else, oh, I'm going to tier 4 him. Even characters that I don't want to tier 4. I already said Star-Lord. I hate Star-Lord. Anybody who watches this channel for long enough knows I have an irrational hatred for Star-Lord. Don't ask me why. I can't explain it. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I thought it was an excellent movie. 8.5 out of 10. But I hate Star-Lord. But if he's really good for this new piece of content, for this new multiplayer content, I'll probably tier 4 him. The only way, let me tell you this right now, and maybe this will sort of like ruin the hype here. The only way that I wouldn't be excited to tier 4 a character for this content, for this multiplayer content, is one of 2 things. One of 2 reasons. Reason number one, the rewards are absolutely dog tier. Like, just the absolute worst rewards. Like, oh, you get 50 black antimatter today. Woo! If the rewards are just, you know, completely out of touch, then yeah, I'm gonna say, you know what, it's not really worth it. I'm not gonna tier 4 Star-Lord, even though he's amazing for this game mode, or Sharon Rogers or whatever, right? The second reason I might not tier 4 a character for this content is if the content's really bad and really boring. But then again, if the content's really boring but the rewards are really good, I might still do it, you know? I might still do it. Yeah. Like, these days I'm on the verge of not doing story mode anymore because I have not gotten a CTP from this shit in so long, and it burns so much energy. But at the same time, the chance of getting a CTP is always around the corner, so I still drag my balls through the glass, you know? Honestly though, I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing this. I have probably opened like 500 chests now, and I haven't gotten a CTP. I've gotten Odin's Blessings. I've gotten P cards. I've actually gotten like more P cards than I want, to be honest with you. But then on the flip side, yeah, zero CTPs, and really all I want are CTPs. The Odin's Blessings are not bad, to be honest, but you can't get Strike and whatever magic. But yeah, I'm on I think like a couple more months of this shit, and I'm gonna stop playing story mode, and I'm just gonna put my energy somewhere else because I don't need the bios, and I don't need the heartbreak, and I don't need the tier 3 materials anymore. But yeah, so that's basically it. That's what's holding me back, because I don't know if this new multiplayer content is going to benefit or you know, be biased towards PvE characters, PvE tier 4s, or PvP tier 4s. I mean, shit, I don't even know if you're going to need tier 4s for this game mode. I assume that you will, and I hope that you do. Sorry to all you out there that don't have tier 4s or don't want to invest in them for whatever reason. I think this game mode should be, if not tier 4 only, it should be heavily weighted towards tier 4s. It's been over 2 years now they've been in the game. There really should be more tier 4 only content. But yeah, that's basically why I tier 4 as few characters as possible. And I always keep a float of at least like 10,000 tier 4 materials, because I'm waiting for this stupid game mode to drop so that I can just go crazy tier 4 characters for it. So yeah, that's my story. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this multiplayer content. Am I overreacting? Am I overglazing? Or am I a Krispy Kreme? Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, or smash the dislike if you didn't enjoy it. Oh, look, it's a bald woman. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.